George Lucas.
Wait a second. For what?
Oh, that I always say that, and it gives us an edit point for the when the regular show ends and the after show begins.
The after show is like sassy, right?
I mean, this is when things get
unbuttoned.
What a surprise. The after show almost didn't happen because of a poorly timed.
I'm awake now.
Wide awake.
I'm wide awake.
Oof.
Wide awake. After show is where things get unbuttoned and Watto drinks a celery soda.
Hey, and you know what? I'm gonna have a Jello.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what?
What? What is this?
What?
I don't want to do this now. There's no updates now. George, we're just getting started on the after show.
Well, here's the thing. How long have I been eating Jello on the? How long have I been eating Jello on the show?
I don't know.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah. And you didn't think anything of it, did you? You thought, oh, it's just a sugar-free treat for a famously diabetic retired filmmaker, right?
Yeah.
Of course. That's what we
what I thought.
That's what you thought?
Yeah.
It's what we all thought.
Never in your wildest dreams did you think that this was in any way connected to any other part of the show.
No.
I wouldn't dare.
Yeah. Well, let's flash back, shall we?
Do we have to bring Don back?
No.
Oh. I didn't know how far we were flashing back.
We're going back to 1922.
Oh my God. We gotta keep going.
That's right. I'm reading a book of Jello recipes from 1922.
Oh my God, George.
Norman Rockwell.
George, are you actually holding a 100-year-old Jello book right now?
Well, 99, if we want to get technical.
We do.
Well, I think that book has 99 problems, and the binding is one of them. It looks like it's about to disintegrate in your hands.
Well,
it's going to turn into Jello dust.
Do you want me to read the introduction, the forward, the note at the beginning of this? The book is called Jello.
No.
America's most famous desserts. It's so simple. And look, who could that be? I wonder if is that Butter Boy down there?
Oh.
Or Jello Boy? And are they one and the same?
Oh no. Oh
No.
no.
And look at that little Jello boy down
Oh no.
No, wearing a
No.
little paper
there. Little
hat.
Jello boy. And is that Jello girl and Jello mommy?
What?
What?
On the after show?
On the after show.
After show? We've never
But
done
that
this
never happened.
It's never happened before.
after show.
This is the first time it's ever happened.
This is the after show.
It's the after show.
It's the after show, for goodness sake.
I mean, Watto, you know what you have to do.
I mean, I guess. Okay, hold on 1 second. Hello! Incoming surprise guest. I don't know who you are. I want to introduce you. To do so, you need to type the way you want to be introduced into the private chat, and then I will read it verbatim.
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 While we're doing this, we'll wait for this guest to come and then we'll talk about it.
Oh.
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 Watto, I know who it is, and it's a fun.
It's a hot guest.
It's someone I like a lot. Oh no. Oh, no.
I'll say this. Can I say it?
Yeah, you can say it.
What's up, playboys and playgirls? It's Sebastian Conelli.
Hi, Sebastian. How are you?
Hello. Beautiful. Thank you for having me.
Hello.
Oh my
God.
Sebastian, this is George Lucas, and this is Watto.
Sebastian, I know who Sebastian is. We hired him to play Darth Vader in Galaxy's Rim.
Yeah, you're forgetting
Nebulous
two
Rim.
things.
Nebulous Rim.
Right.
Yes.
Nebulous Rim, which is when we at the George Lucas talk show on stage opened the first Star Wars theme park the week before Galaxy's Edge. It was Nebulous Rim, and a big part of it was we hired Sebastian. I should say George hired Sebastian to play Darth.
Mhm.
And everyone in the audience was given a stick.
The second Sebastian to be hired to play Darth Vader Anakin
True.
Skywalker after Sebastian Shaw.
Yeah.
Sebastian Shaw, but then everyone in the audience was encouraged to throw their sticks at Sebastian.
This is a great pre-COVID memory.
Yes.
We gathered up hundreds of sticks, tiny sticks, and we had the audience at a certain moment. And this actually, I have a feeling that this will be something for people who are experiencing FOMO. Oh, I would love to see what that looked like.
Mm-hmm.
This was captured by a documentary film crew who is making a documentary about the George Lucas Talk Show that hopefully will be playing the festival circuit in 2022 for the 100th anniversary of Jello. And people will get to see your performance as Darth Vader. But I want to ask what it was like to have a packed audience in a theater, an off-Broadway theater, throw hundreds of tiny sticks. What we didn't realize is that only the first few rows would actually be able to reach with their tiny sticks. Most of the audience would just be throwing tiny sticks at the audience members in front of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that made it feel more fair. I'm happy that you didn't like make the sticks bigger.
That was a big part of it. Was they had to be tiny sticks. They couldn't. And you know, that's part of the reason why the very first fundraiser we did after this show went digital was for the UCB staff who had to clean up all those sticks out.
They had to pick up sticks. It was the world's worst game of pick up sticks.
It was humbling. It was very humbling for people to throw sticks and cheer at you.
Right.
As you got.
Right. And the sticks, we should make it clear, the sticks killed you. And once you were dead, you remained in character as a dead person on stage until the last audience member, I believe.
If I'm correct, my memory isn't great, George, but I believe that you all posed around my dead body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Do we have pictures? Do we have any pictures of this experience, Patrick?
Probably.
You should slide this, Patrick.
Wow. Watto has his sequel hat on, but Patrick is just now putting his producer hat on.
I like those Norman Rockwell pictures you have, George.
Oh no!
I'm reading a little bit of, because I've been eating Jello on the show for almost a year now.
Okay.
No one knew that this was a Norman Rockwell call forward, but we planted it very early on in the digital era of the show.
I also want to correct you, George. You said that, here we go. Look, that's the dead body of Sebastian Conelli that I'm pointing at.
The banger lineup. We have director of RBG, Julie Cohen, Broadway's SpongeBob SquarePants, Ethan Slater, former Tonight Show Jimmy Fallon writer Marina Kockenberg, raconteur John Hodgman, and Sebastian Conelli as dead Darth Vader.
Also, Bitches Be Horny for Spo.
Bitches Be Horny for Dispo.
Yeah. Alex Dixon.
Alex Dixon. Yes.
I do want to say, Sebastian, there is someone in the comments. Roderick O'Toole is saying, I do a halfway decent Sebastian impression, but only when he's giving notes.
Oh,
interesting. I bet. I mean, I'm sure he does. I'm sure. It can't be good. It can't be a good impression. I do teach improv.
Yeah,
that is almost as humbling as getting sticks thrown at you is having to teach improv. And it's beautiful, but yeah, I definitely have a certain vibe when I'm doing that. It's not. I'm pretty serious, bro.
I believe you.
I'm not. I'm normally. I'm not that fun then.
Now, Sebastian, you're talking about these Norman Rockwell paintings that you like.
Great.
Well, I want to offer a quick correction because George has been downing these Jello shots, non-alcoholic Jello shots. He's taking virgin sugar-free Jello shots. I want to say, George, you referred to 2022 as the 100th anniversary of Jello.
Just of Jello, the book.
It's correct, right? Because I looked it up. Yeah. Jello was created in 1845, and then Jello as a brand was trademarked in 1897.
Well, so what anniversary is that?
What?
That's the 125th anniversary of the brand trademark.
Yeah, but what we on this show are going to celebrate is the little book. That's what we're going to celebrate.
The little book.
And of course, hooves. Yes, and of course, hooves have been around since the beginning of animals.
People have been sucking on the hooves since the dawn of man, and they went, this doesn't feel like the best way to get the taste out of this thing. They spent decades, centuries going, how do we make this taste better? I'm sucking on a hoof, and this thing is garbage.
Also, inconvenient. Hooves don't go well on a table.
No.
Unless you could put them on top of your napkins to keep the napkins from blowing away.
Sure, but it's far more convenient to take a hoof, cut it off, grind it into a fine powder, put sugar, artificial flavoring, and coloring in there, then sell that package so people can open it up, mix in water, and then freeze it. That is the most convenient way to eat a hoof.
Now, I have to assume. I don't know how it originally started, but the first guy to turn a hoof into some Jello probably impressed the hell out of everybody.
How do you think it went, George?
They thought he was crazy for that one.
Like, I want to make a fruity treat, and they're like, okay, that sounds great.
What do you want us to pick up? Some berries, fruit? What do you need for this treat?
No, get some hooves.
Who?
What?
You heard me. I have an idea. It might not work, but I want to try something. Get me some hooves.
Okay, here are 5.
Why are you standing around? Go do it.
Here are 5 hooves for you.
I need more than that. This is trial and error. It's not going to go. The first batch is not going to be good. I need more hooves. It behooves me to ask you this.
Oh, God.
Gentlemen. Hours later, they were sucking on some Jello treats.
Now, Sebastian, what notes would you give for that improv scene?
Do we want to talk improv notes right now?
That was an improv scene, and we want to hear your notes on it.
We were testing you to see if you had your teacher hat on.
Were you listening?
excellent. As a teacher, I would say it was phenomenal. I loved it. There was nice commitments. I would say next time, maybe George, trying to make eye contact with the camera, maybe.
Yeah.
It looked like you were looking at something else, but that was phenomenal. I felt like you were really passionate, and I felt like your character really wanted the Jello.
Yeah.
You really wanted the Jello, which was really impressive for me.
I wasn't sure. I'm never sure about what the game of the scene is, but I thought the game of the scene was hooves.
I think the game was. I think it was solidified as hooves when you did the pun at the end. That's when I knew that the second beat would just be puns of hooves.
Yeah.
But who knows what it'll be? You know what I'm saying, brother?
Yeah.
Wait a second, there's a callback. Second beat.
Patrick, bring him back in. That's the best thing that's ever happened.
I actually never do puns, so I was playing towards George, you know.
No, but also it's the game. You identified the game. You had to heighten the game that was established by others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did get something, and this is breaking news. This is breaking news. I just got something sent to me, and I'm going to bring it up. This is what we have here is a never before seen photo of Watto throwing a stick at dead Darth Vader.
That's too
But I'll say this.
Too close.
If you want to know if people enjoyed the shows back at UCB, just look at those faces.
Look at the laugh. No, that's the Watto. The Watto is to get the real.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's the documentary crew there filming.
Yes, it is.
So there's footage from a real good angle of Watto throwing that stick at dead Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Wow. I love pictures of shows that I've done. One time there was a picture of us. I did a cage match show, an old UCB show, and there was a picture, and it looks like I'm having a good time. I clearly think I'm funny. When I'm on stage, you know if I think I'm doing a good job or not instantly. And I clearly think I'm being funny. And in the picture, you literally see a man like this sleeping.
Well, let's say this. Alice Forever Cemetery in the chat said, Watto, don't read this. Third from the left lady in the audience. Hello. Are we have with us in the chat right now?
Is that Alice Forever Cemetery?
Are you Alice?
Wow. Wait, let's see if this is her. Let's get the confirmation.
Huge if true.
This is huge if true.
Huge if true.
Alice Forever Cemetery. I'm waiting for confirmation. If it's not her.
If it is her, there's someone has asked if we
Watto.
Watto.
Never mind.
Watto.
Never mind.
Alice Forever Cemetery was trying to hit on the person. Okay, so
past.
Sebastian,
hit on a person in the past.
You should see me at the Mets. I'm constantly flirting with the paintings, bro. I'm constantly looking into the paintings, flirting with them. You know, you got to take shots.
It makes sense. Alice Forever Cemetery, I guess, usually uses the cemetery to pick up hot new dates. When he sees an appealing-looking tombstone, Alice Forever Cemetery. Sebastian, let's note what just happened. Let's do a round of notes on what just happened.
Great. What I think that Alice clearly did a walk-on that only served them and didn't serve what was happening in the chat, in the Zoom call or whatever you call it. Right
now, and I misunderstood the initiation. Right.
Yes.
But to a certain degree, at that point, you have to embrace the accident. You have to own the mistake and accept that as the new reality, rather than circling back. Alice Forever Cemetery should have lied and said that they were the person in the photo.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a denial. That was a denial.
If improv teaches us anything, it's that lying is good.
Great.
Right?
Now, guys, I wanted to wait until Sebastian got here to get into this. But right now,
let's get into it.
We have some Twitch counter programming. And I think we should prank the chat a little bit.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Here and
friends of the show.
Friends of the show. That's why I don't feel bad about doing it. But I think we should maybe prank their chat a little bit.
How many viewers do they have right now?
That's a good question. How many viewers do they have right now? Let's see.
More.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true, George.
I do.
Because can I say at an earlier part in the stream, I saw people in the chat saying we just suddenly lost 300 viewers.
That's not true.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we did not have that many.
I'm wondering if we lost the Ziegelians. I'm wondering if Zooks and Sheer post.
They have 910. Right now I'm seeing we have 393.
Right.
I don't want people to leave our stream, but I think if you open up a new tab, what should we tell them to comment in the stream?
Patrick, as a fellow diabetic, I have to tell you, they don't make that drink anymore.
What drink?
You can't ask people to open up a new tab. They discontinued it in the past year. I know that you and I liked it because it gave us a nice, sweet alternative given our medical condition. But it's just cruel to offer a suggestion that is impossible for most people now.
Sebastian, can you give a note on that?
Yeah, actually, my note is, Patrick, it's actually disgusting that you would bring up tab around diabetics.
Great
Honestly,
note.
that's my note.
Sebastian, I'm diabetic too.
Hey,
all the more reason.
Yes.
Sebastian, I can prove to you that I'm diabetic so much quicker than George can prove to you that he's diabetic.
Yeah, George, are you diabetic?
Yes.
Proof.
Yeah. Give me some high five, Sebastian.
He wants a high five.
Oh.
No, it came to me. Yeah.
When I was in high school, I used to high five 300 times a day.
Love it.
Sebastian. No.
Trying to figure out.
Oh, Sebastian, you could work me like a puppet.
Everyone is a little baby.
Here you go. You ready? Just one arm. Just do one arm up like this.
He wants to howdy do to you.
You howdy do to me, Watto.
Oh, okay, wait a second. So Sebastian is a traditional hand puppet. Patrick's a traditional hand puppet for Sebastian. I'm going to be a marionette for George.
Wonderful.
You got to talk, Sebastian.
Oh, I'm talking. I'm. Hello, Watto. Wow, what a lovely pom pom you have on your wall.
Pom pom, what are you talking about?
I'm sorry, you gotta enunciate a little more.
He said, Pom Pom, what are you talking about?
I got one. What are you talking about?
That beautiful blue sparkle.
Oh, yes. This is my Hanukkah tinsel.
A little late, huh?
Never too late for Hanukkah.
How many nights in Hanukkah now? 150?
Never enough. Never enough Hanukkah.
What if you had to tell me the best Hanukkah food to compare it to the best Christmas food? What would it be?
I would say Christmas can go fuck itself.
What's fucking?
And scene.
Phenomenal.
So can we get a round of notes on that scene?
Yeah, quick round of notes.
Quick round of notes. I would say the most confusing part was one puppet couldn't talk and one puppet could.
Oh my gosh, why didn't I could have held this guy up and it could have been like Sebastian was really doing a puppet.
That's intention.
Patrick is self-noting now.
Wow. That's not healthy.
Maybe
the
later.
notes are coming from inside the Patrick.
So the Norman Rockwell,
Yeah.
I was obsessed with as a kid.
Yeah.
Because,
Norman Rockwell's?
well, there was this place in Staten Island called Hometown Buffet. And we used to
Sebastian, the biggest Hometown Buffet fan in the world you're meeting right here.
Dude, phenomenal. I had as a fat kid, my parents allowed me to have 3 birthday parties at Hometown Buffet. They never said this might cause teasing, this might cause people to make fun of you. They allowed me to have 3 at Hometown Buffet, and we used to call it Hometown Gourmet because it was so fancy.
Yeah. Now, Sebastian, was yours always named Hometown Buffet?
I believe so.
Because mine, for a while, was named Old Country Buffet.
I love that. That feels like it's Pennsylvania, though.
Connecticut, baby.
I like it, too. And so as you would walk into the buffet, it was amazing because buffets do this thing where they, like, block you from seeing the buffet in the Hometown Buffet. Like, the walls are really high, the partitions, so you could just smell the food and just imagine before you would have to pay to see. Like, it was like a strip club or something along those lines. Yes. And along the wall, you couldn't see the food, but all you could see was 20 Norman Rockwell paintings on the wall. And so we would wait in line to get into the Hometown Buffet, and we would all just look at the Norman Rockwell. And then my grandpa would get 20 pieces of fried chicken and only eat the skin.
1 for every Rockwell.
This is it. In Staten Island, they pulled up the Staten Island one. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you did. You did.
Now, do you know what it is now, Sebastian?
No, I do not. What is it?
It is now a hibachi grill.
Oh.
I'm not going. I'm sorry. No offense. I'm not going. I have too many memories at that Hometown Buffet. Would
you go to a hibachi grill in a different location?
Yes.
George, how do you pronounce that?
Hibachi.
Okay. It sounded like you put an A in there. It's like hibachi.
No. Also, Patrick, if you want to do the roast of retired filmmaker George Lucas, go on Paramount Plus where they keep all those.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Great. I've been trying to get rid of Patrick to have him go on to Paramount Plus all night.
It's amazing. I mean, Patrick said he was the world's biggest Hometown Buffet fan, but for a moment there, I felt like Patrick thought he was at the Kenny Rogers because apparently he thought it was time for roasters.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking about Hometown Buffet. He was talking about Boston Market because he was straight roasted in this.
He was straight roast. That is true.
This is what happened. The Hometown Buffet was beautiful. For one birthday, I had a full Echo jumpsuits, and I wore it to the Hometown Buffet, and the pants were tight. And that's not, you don't want to get a new outfit and the pants be tight, and you're going to a buffet.
You want to plan.
I didn't plan.
What was your favorite? Was there an item of food that was your go-to favorite item at Hometown Buffet?
This is it. It was the noodles. You know that, like, it's like I don't know what they're called. They're like Asian noodles that you put on salad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like the cracker noodles you're talking about, like the dry
little crunchy guys.
I've only had those at buffets. I've never experienced them outside of a buffet setting.
Yeah.
What shape are they?
They're like little. They almost look like little tapeworms.
Yes. I'm very familiar with this. There was a Chinese restaurant I used to go to a lot. I used to order from a lot that had those. And then one time I went in person and said, "Could I get a couple of bags of those?" And they said, "We don't give them out here." I said,
"Wow."
They said, "It's disrespectful to the tradition of the cuisine. We only put it in deliveries. We don't tell the chefs."
Wow.
I said, "This is the best snack." It was meant to be like you could put them. Now, is this what you're thinking of? Because I'm thinking of the ones that are a little more flat.
I'm thinking of these.
These are also good.
Yeah.
Can
we get a picture of
the LaTroy Dragon?
Yeah, let's get the LaTroy Dragon up in here. You know the LaTroy Dragon, Sebastian?
No, I do not.
Oh, Sebastian, you're in for
I feel like we should just show this clip. Do you think we get pulled if we show the clip, Patrick?
Probably not.
Show the clip.
Yeah, we'll show the clip. Hang on one second.
Dragon is great. It's a free commercial. Let's just show it.
Hang on one second.
You're going to love the LaTroy Dragon. This is an early Henson commercial. This guy, he makes a mess.
He's great. This guy is a real cut-up.
Funny guy.
Hungry Cub Scouts.
May I make a suggestion?
Who are you?
I'm the LaTroy Dragon.
Yeah, a real dragon.
What what you need is LaChoy chow mein. It's never mushy. It's crisp and crunchy.
It is, huh?
LaChoy chow mein is quick cooked by me in dragon fire. Quick cooking makes LaChoy chow mein as crisp and good as the takeout kind. And one more thing.
What's that?
Try LaChoy noodles. Order LaChoy chow mein for a perfect meal in just 6 minutes. Buy some today.
I will.
And remember, you heard about it from the LaChoy Dragon.
LaChoy chow mein is crisp and good as the takeout kind. Because it's quick cooked in dragon fire.
Now,
It
Sebastian,
is fascinating to think that the art of the commercial advertisement was perfected 60 years ago, and collectively as a culture, everyone just decided, let's make them less good than that from here on out.
Now, the story with that commercial, I'm going to give a little history on this.
Hold on.
Oh, boy.
School is in session, ladies and gentlemen. Professor Patrick.
That's the last time. That's the last time that Frank Oz played a full body character because he almost caught on fire.
Wow.
That's not true. He was full body in the Blues Brothers.
What?
What?
Watto, I don't know what to tell you. We got another guest.
Bring them on.
An unexpected guest, but I'm happy that they're here. Watto, ask them how they want to be introduced.
No, just bring them on. I'm too surprised. Bring them on.
Who is here?
Jogger number 2!
I know. I feel like people are so disappointed because they've already seen me.
No, we're happy.
There were a few people who thought it was the LaChoy Dragon or Frank Oz.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Immediately the moment, but everyone is happy you're back, Becky.
Everyone's happy. Welcome
I gotta
back,
tell
Becky.
you, the doing this from my car was not great. Oh, that's not what we wanted. I'm having as many technical problems in my house. My phone was dying, and so I tried to plug in my phone to my car, but then whenever I plugged my phone into my car, I lost audio.
Oh no.
So I was doing a lot of like nodding.
Yeah.
To the things that I wasn't hearing.
You did a great job. You were yes-ending very well.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Becky,
I should also say,
Sebastian know each other?
I don't think we do. Do we know each other, Sebastian?
I know who you are. I'm Sebastian. Nice to meet you, Becky.
Very nice to meet you too. I'm sorry I interrupted your moment. I decided to just come on and complain about what happened earlier.
I once saw you, and I was going to introduce myself, but then I didn't, Becky, because you wasn't. I saw you at, it was in Brooklyn. You were out and about, so it was not the time to say, hello, my name is Sebastian. You were at Target at the Fulton. You were at that Target.
I worked there. Wait, but why was it not? Was I like crying in the Target?
No. I just was like, you want to know the truth? I think I was a little baked, and I was like, we don't know each other, and I would just be like, hi, I know who you are. I think you're funny, and I was like, this interaction probably doesn't need to happen. Mm-hmm. I want you to know.
It would have been fine. I had a similar situation at Target once, but the person was Charlize Theron.
Sure.
And I was like, this interaction definitely doesn't need to happen.
I saw Charlize and I said hello. I had the nerve to say hello to Charlize, but not you.
Not to me?
I don't know.
Wow, I must be a real bitch.
I do like thinking though that Sebastian, there's probably someone who saw you at Target one time and felt shy, and there was probably someone that Charlize saw at Target and she didn't pull the trigger on it.
Well, she was like trying to wrangle her kid, and I was like, maybe not now.
Yeah.
Also, like, what was I gonna say?
But she was too shy to wrangle her kid. She was looking at the kid acting a fool and went, I wish I could say something to this kid, but they don't want to be bothered right now.
No. Well, I'm terrified to think of what I looked like and what I was doing at Target in that moment.
What's the best case scenario of what you could have said to Charlize?
I mean, here's what you could have said. You could have said, Rita Leeds, Detective Toddler. Rita Leeds, Detective Toddler.
Yeah.
You know?
I could have done that. I'm sure she would have known exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
That may be the worst thing I could have. Can I tell you a nerdy story that is similar to that?
Yes.
So, oh God, this is not going better than the car. God
Sebastian
damn
on
it.
the train.
Oh,
Too
wait,
sharp.
Phil, things for a second.
Someone saw me on the
Somebody
8th
need Phil things.
and said hi to me. You could have said hi to me, unless I was.
Horde Jedi also said, Sebastian, I saw you at Target, but I was too shy to say hi. Also, I'm Charlie Theron.
I'd run in front of that.
The coolest I ever felt was when I met Matt Damon. I was 17 or something. I was in the city getting brunch, and he was waiting with his family to get brunch. Everyone's taking pictures, and I walk by him. I go, "Sorry." I go, "Hey, Matt Damon." He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Phenomenal work. You're absolutely tremendous."
So what we're learning is I'm the only person you want to talk to.
Yes, actually, I'm actually very pissed that you're here because now I really want to.
All right. If Sebastian sees an Academy Award winner out in the wild, he pounces. If he sees Drysdale, he pulls back.
You know what? Because I like improv. I don't want. I go. Oh, our paths hopefully will cross one day in another setting.
And then they have.
And now they have.
Well, and also as an improviser, like you look at Matt Damon, you think of how long it took them to write Good Will Hunting.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't have improvised that. Whereas Becky, you could improvise a Good Will Hunting right here, right now, if you wanted to.
In real time.
Wow, what a prompt. I was gonna come on earlier, but I saw you guys were doing some short form improv, so I decided to hang on a hot second.
Yeah.
Really great though. Really great. Like that's like level A, like park bench type stuff.
Is this the Who?
Like puppeteering each other and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. So you didn't see
Still
the
works.
The
Still
Who's,
works.
We did a scene about hooves that was long form.
What's that?
We did a scene about hooves that was long form.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good suggestion. Good suggestion.
It was about the creation of Jello. Becky, all of the short form we were doing because Sebastian, of course, is taught improv, is coached improv, in addition to being
king of short form
in his own right. Right. So we wanted to give him the opportunity to note us. Do you maybe now want to note Sebastian on his notes?
Oh, give him notes on his notes? I would never, because then he'll never talk to me on Target again.
No, I don't even live in Brooklyn anymore, so we wouldn't.
But somehow it would happen.
There are Targets outside of Brooklyn by now, sure.
Yeah, I think they're catching on.
That one on Sunset is coming along.
Oh, is that one finally happening?
I don't know. I don't know. They set their grand opening for like March 13th. Mm-hmm. I don't know what happened. I mean, it might be open. I don't know. Patrick, here's a very nerdy
wanted
story.
to do it on the 1 year anniversary of the lockdown for everybody?
No, I meant the first March 13th.
Okay.
Michelle Forbes?
Yeah.
Who is the actress who was like on season 2 of every show.
Yeah.
There's like a point where it's like it's Michelle Forbes time.
Right.
Notably played Admiral Kane in the Battlestar Galactica television show.
Yeah.
So I was doing a show at the Upright Citizens Brigade, RIP, and she was in it. It was a Gravid Water show. Mm-hmm. And she was in it, and I like lost my mind because, like you were saying, it's like I get more starstruck with people that are like outside of my sphere. Mm-hmm. That I'm like, when am I ever going to meet this person? And of course, I'm like a lunatic Battlestar Galactica person, so I like freaked out and was not cool about it. And I have my where's my camera? Battlestar Galactica junior grade pilot wings tattoo. I'm trying to find a good way to show it to the camera, but everything's backwards. This is like puppeteering. This is like Henson puppeteering. Everything's backwards. There you go. So very nerdy. Battlestar Galactica. Thank you for making me big screen for that. And so I was like, I'm gonna go up to Michelle Forbes and like show her my tattoo, and I'm gonna be like fucking in. And so I was like, we were talking about other, just someone introduced me because we were doing the show together. And I was like, before you see it on your own, I wanted to show you this. And she was like, "Oh, that's so cool." And I was like, "Thanks." She had no idea what it was. And I was like, "Oh, it's the junior grade pilot wings from Battlestar Galactica." And she's like, "Oh, that's cool. I thought it was like a spaceship or something."
No.
And like the inside of my body turned to like mist. I was just so deflated and sad because at first because what it sounded like to her at first was just like, "I just wanted to show you this."
I'm just proud
And
of my
just-
tattoo.
I have a tattoo of a spaceship, and I want.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you this nonsense tattoo that means nothing to you.
Yeah.
But she interpreted it as when like a child walks up to you and shows
Yes.
you that their plate is clean.
Or like you get home and your dog brings you a toy.
Right.
So
It would be like if someone went up to Sebastian and showed them their 201 report card tattooed on their arm. And
So, but
Sebastian's
then
like, I don't know what that is.
my ego was shattered.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also, this is on my body forever.
Right.
So my ego's shattered, and I got mad. Like in my head, I was like, you stared at this for years. Like every person you came in contact with on that show had this on their chest. Like this is not my fault. And I had private inside beef with Michelle Forbes as a result of this. So your plan of introducing myself as Lieutenant Toddler, I don't think is going to be what I do in Target.
But then how did the show go? Because Gravid Water, to explain for people who don't know, is a show where you have actors and improvisers paired, and the actors learn all the lines in a scene, and they don't know what the improviser is going to do, and the improviser doesn't know what scene from what play the actor has memorized. So the actor, you weren't in this, were you in the scene with her?
I was not. Thank
Okay, so
God.
you were in a different scene. Did she observe? Because you are legendary in that show. One of the most almost brazenly confident improvisers in that format, in that you will almost always say the first line in a Gravid Water scene.
It's so funny because I watched that show for so long before I did it, and I was like, maybe one day I will like this. It was like a dream to be in that show, and I think I'm very bad at it.
No.
Because the people who are in that show are so phenomenal and so brilliant that I feel most of the time like an imposter. In that
This is
show.
honestly, hearing you say that, it's obviously modesty is and humility is a very attractive quality in a human being. But it's like hearing Harrison Ford say, like, yeah, everyone else in Star Wars is pretty cool. But I ruined Star Wars.
Those are people who I like came up when I was like 19 years old and went to Chicago, who I came up like worshiping and watching, and like the fact that I even get to do a show with them is like still shocking to me. Like that never goes away when you look up to someone.
Here's the thing: you're an improviser. You have an actor. You're an actor you've been paired with who has a series of lines they cannot deviate from. They're going to say these lines in this order, right?
Yes.
That a lot of improvisers who do that show will wait for the actor to say the first line, so you have a little bit of something to go on. But more often than not, you are one of the performers who will come out and you will initiate, not having any notion of what the next line will be. And
well, first of all, I'm flattered that you've seen the show, George.
I used to fly out on Mondays. I used to have a standing order. I would fly out on Mondays, see the show, and fly.
A standing order with a plane.
Yeah.
It is a show that I love doing because all the people in it really like it's the only show I know of where all the people in it, when they're done with their scene, run out to watch the next scene.
Did Michelle Forbes watch your scene? Do you
I
know?
think so, yeah. And I've done it with her since then. Like, we're cool. I don't think she even probably remembers that happening, but I was shattered.
Clearly, she doesn't remember the insignia of the ship that she stared at every day.
Right.
But like, if you looked at that every day on everyone's chest, I feel like it would at least ring a bell.
Sure. You could get a tattoo of the first time Michelle Forbes did Gravid Water, and you showed her the tattoo, and she wouldn't recognize that.
Full chest.
Yes. Right. And she goes, oh, how nice. What is that, a spaceship?
This is a tattoo of the other time I showed you the tattoo.
Sorry, that story took up so much space, but that was what that made me think of, Patrick. I'm just like, I'm going to approach this celebrity with some real inside.
Yeah.
Shit, it did not go well for me.
We were talking right before you came in. Sebastian was asking about the Norman Rockwells that we were talking about, and I feel like we should get back to that because that was.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
Are you a fan of Rockwell?
We were talking about the LaTroy Dragon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know the LaTroy Dragon, Becky?
No, I don't know what I don't know what Rockwells you're talking about.
We have to watch it again. We have to watch the LaTroy Dragon again, and then we have to talk about Rockwell.
Okay, hang on 1 second.
This is an early Jim Henson commercial. And
for sure, of course.
And it's,
we'll watch a different one.
No, yes, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
But how does that have to do with Rockwell? Is my
everything.
I was talking about buffets because I went to a buffet that would always have Norman Rockwell's all over the buffet.
I see.
But they also had LaTroy dried noodles.
I thought you said LaTroy, which is different.
Yeah.
No, of course. You know I'm a the Jim Henson lunatic.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this guy.
Oh.
I didn't know it was Frank Oz in the suit though.
Yeah.
I would.
Because it's Henson doing the voice.
Yes.
LaTroy chow mein, full of crunchy bean sprouts, celery and onions, imported bamboo shoots, water chestnuts, sweet red peppers and mushrooms.
It's as crisp and good as the takeout kind because it's quick cooked in dragon fire.
They have one of the dragons at Museum Moving Image. Sebastian, have you been there?
No, you know.
You would like it.
But here's the thing about you're not going to like this opinion about this. I could watch TV at home. If I'm going to go to a museum, I want to see something.
But it's not a Paley Center museum where you just sit and watch stuff.
Well, hold on. It used to be the Museum of Television and Radio on 51st Street.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old.
Yes.
These are different museums. We're talking. There's the Paley Center, which used to be the Museum of Television and Radio, and then in Astoria, Queens, there's the Museum of Moving Image.
Yes. Either way, there was a Jim Henson exhibit going on at all times.
Yeah.
In one way or another.
Yes.
But it was fun to go and watch like a specific episode of a specific thing that you couldn't find.
See, but Sebastian could just sit at home and do that.
But you just spend your. But I don't have the. There's no TV shows I yearn for like that.
This is a different time, Sebastian. You have to understand. 20 years ago, Freaks and Geeks would get canceled, and you go, I guess I never see that episode I missed.
You couldn't
ever.
just go beep boop beep beep boop. I want to see that episode of the thing.
Yeah.
You have to go to a museum. You get a code.
Right. It wasn't DVD. You had to go to like an old computer that was like just a blue screen with white text.
It was also very fancy. I remember it being like, I'm like going to the CIA to watch some random episode of Mary Tyler Moore or something.
Yeah.
Also, Sebastian, you're telling me that there would be no TV show that you wouldn't enjoy going to see with an audience, particularly a comedy show. Have you ever had the experience of seeing a comedy film in a theater with an audience and everyone's laughing, and it's more fun than watching the equivalent funny movie at home by yourself?
George, this is a lead. Yes, of course. You know the answer is yes, of course. You know my favorite movie though, seeing in theaters with a group of people?
Let's hear it.
Elton John's movie, the biopic about Elton John. I saw
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man in theater was tremendous.
But
Can
Sebastian,
you
you could just sit at home and watch it.
Can you list like 4 other movies that you've seen ever?
Actually, I've only seen I only saw Rocket Man. I also saw the Bohemian Rhapsody. I saw The Line. I saw Ray. And
okay.
So
then within that subset, I would fine. That's the most fun movie.
Famous musical biopic, Yellow Submarine, Sebastian.
Isn't that the way that Ringo saw the world?
No, when you went to see Rocket Man in the theater, was it like a Rocky Horror like call and response like cult thing where there was participation and people acting out the parts? Because what you're describing is not the experience I had watching Rocket Man.
Interesting. For me, Rocket Man was me and a couple of my friends in the back row, and then about 4 groups of people throughout, and then just a constant sing-along. Out loud, a small group of people that all decided this movie is good enough but bad enough to talk the whole time and sing out loud during.
That's true.
And so we were cheering, we were yelling. This was at Court Street movie theater.
Oh.
And they allow vape. You could smoke vape in that theater. So
me and all my vaping friends who love biopics
about Elton John.
I think if I could just correct you quickly, the United Artists Court Street 12, I feel like is one of the great audience participation theaters in America. But also, I would say it is less a case of them allowing things like vaping and more that everything is ignored at the Court Street Theater. It is a lawless place. Nothing is allowed. It's just more that nothing is forbidden or paid attention to.
I saw what's the big monkey movie with the big monkey and the Rock?
King Kong?
Oh no.
Rampage.
Yeah.
Rampage. Spoiler alerts. At the end, the Rock looks at the love interest and they kind of make eyes, and then the monkey goes, oh, oh, oh. It goes like this, and everyone starts laughing, and then there's dead silence, and then a guy gets up and goes, that monkey wants to fuck. He just stood up and screamed it in the whole audience, and people started cheering. It was one of the best moments ever in a movie theater. I guess I just like Court Street.
I do want to say we are apparently about to get a raid from Shear's Twitch channel. Zukas is apparently talking about Talking Tea, which is his segment that he created on this show. We should play the bumper so people can see it. Here we go. Hang on. I just want to remind everybody because we're about to get new viewers from Paul Shear's Twitch channel.
But Talking Tea is not happening right now. You're just giving people a familiar. And there's also a bumper for Talking Tea if we want to talk about Mr. T. Is there not?
I believe so. I'd have to find that one. But George, I think now is the time to talk to Sebastian and Becky about. Oh no, we have what's your tea count? We have that
17.
I don't know.
That one has Mr. T. But yes, let's get the reason for this season. Yeah. Norman Rockwell.
What do we want to talk about it?
I think you need to tell Sebastian your connection to him because he was wondering that earlier.
All right. Well, me and my buddy Steve both collect Norman Rockwell paintings. We put out a book about telling stories, and I have we just have a huge number of Norman Rockwell paintings that are going to go up in my museum when it opens next year at the Museum of Narrative Art. And what I love about Norman Rockwell is the way that he tells stories through his paintings. Did you find when you looked at the 20 Norman Rockwell paintings at your buffet restaurant?
Yes.
That they told stories to you?
I would say that most paintings tell stories through the painting.
Yeah. But not as much as like a painting like this. You're really getting a story because look, they're making some Jell-O.
It's a lot of characters. You really feel that. Yes, there's one I'm thinking of, which it's like a skinny boy getting a needle at the doctor.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And you're right. Maybe you are right. It does tell stories faster than other. I mean,
like a painting of a field it might tell you a story, but
the skinny boy getting the needle is still relevant. Maybe more than ever.
It's you know what? Norman Rockwell knew it's all cyclical. It'll come back, and in 100 years, when there's another pandemic, it'll be still relevant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. George, we just absorbed all the Manzuki Shear viewers. We're over 1,000 viewers, and we have to make sure we hold their attention. At the same time, I think Becky and Sebastian both need more convincing at the narrative, visual storytelling power of Norman Rockwell. I think we should not hold back any punches.
So that's how you want to hold on. That's how you want to hold on to the new viewers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
let's show them the peak power of Rockwell.
We dropped 400.
Bam.
Look at this. Look at this fella.
That's me in college.
This is
I was like, oh, I'm gay. That's the narrative of that.
You're instantly relating to the story of Butterboy.
It's I'm gay and I'm hungry. This the story of this is the story of my,
But Becky,
19th and 20th year.
Did you have any friends in college?
What?
Did you have any friends in college?
Yes, of course I had friends in college.
Any girlfriends in college?
I did. My first girlfriend was in college, and then my first and this was in grad school for me.
Maybe you and your girlfriend shared.
She does not know how to spread butter. The boy is much better at butter spreading.
Well, maybe, I mean, if you're looking at that, maybe you're just not getting a good picture of the butter. Like maybe you sort of see it, but you're not getting it really. If it was on a tray, would you guys be able to see it better?
Yeah.
See, it's a little bit bigger now.
Also, why does she only get one piece of bread and the boy gets 2 pieces of bread?
But she gets 2 pads of butter.
Gets 2. I guess it's a choice in that house. You want more bread or more butter today?
Yeah,
you don't.
She made a choice.
I mean, maybe if you're looking at it though, you want to see it a little more in like 3D. Maybe you're not getting like the full picture of it. Maybe you want to see it like this, where she's raised up a little bit.
How is that?
That's Butter Girl.
It's sort of like a folk art Butter Girl.
That's scary. And also, in that one, the butter is stuck to her plate.
Yeah.
So there is definitely a story there.
We lost 400 viewers very quickly, as we said. I suggested we bring out the big butter guns to grab their attention. I swear to you, almost at the exact moment that George held up the first Butterboy plate, we lost 300 viewers. It was instantaneous. Another 300 just gone.
My fondest wish is that they all went straight to hell. That's my theory on where they went for not appreciating.
But George Watto, I think I know how we can get them back.
How?
I think there's another version of Butter Girl that we could show that would get her back. Do you guys like gold or silver or
is that too ritzy for your taste? Are you a little more salt of the earth than those precious metals?
I like golds.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm more of I don't know, kind of a copper gal, I guess.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's fucking terrifying.
I'm embarrassed. I have to make an embarrassing confession. I too have a bronze Butter Girl plate, but I forgot to set it before the show, and I can't remember where it is right now. Unfortunately, as a mea culpa, I offer up this sculpture.
Wow.
What is
Girl?
So the dog was out of frame in all of the other
new character.
Oh my god! Does the world just keep growing the more figurines we get?
Yeah, the more you pull out, there's a dog in there.
Wow.
Wait, can I see the first Butter Girl and just know that the dog's right next to it? Can I see the first Butter Girl, please?
Absolutely.
So the dog's right there.
The dog is right there.
And she knows.
Yeah.
But sometimes when we get new things, George, show them what we have to do.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Butter merge update. Butter shirt.
Horrible.
Wow.
Very nice shirt.
Wow.
Well, my grandfather was obsessed with Norman Rockwell. He was he would have loved this segment.
Sebastian, they're doing their own. They're gone now. They're off doing
I
their
love
own
hearing the story of your
thing.
grandfather and how he befriended the art of Norman Rockwell.
I want to say this shirt was made by Bring the Noise in the chat. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh.
And I also want to say the root of all great drama is conflict. And you might be saying at this point, the Butter universe is devoid of conflict. Every character I've met seems to be simpatico, on the same page, and loving butter. But what if I was about to introduce to you the villains of our
Butter
story?
villain?
Mm-hmm.
The two most fucked up characters in the Butter universe.
What?
The opposite, the dark side of Butter Boy and Butter Girl. I present to you Peanut Butter Boy and Peanut Butter Girl.
That also looks like me.
He's
It's weird.
Tick Fox.
Wow.
It's very triggering.
Yeah.
That's horrible what you're doing.
What do you mean?
Also very triggering.
What is triggering?
The George Lucas Talk Show, recommended by the New York Times.
It's true.
It's a high-class show.
In this 99-year-old book about Jell-O, which I'll be reading from a little bit later, we met a new character tonight, Jell-O Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Does anything embody the spirit of the George Lucas Talk Show more than suddenly gaining 1,000 viewers and just saying, nah. To hell with you all.
If I cared about holding on to people, I wouldn't have made the prequels the way I did.
Whoa.
And we could talk about that now, George.
Absolutely.
I was gonna share my favorite painting with you guys.
I want to see it.
But I have to find it, and then I have to send it to you, and then you have to put it on the screen.
Yeah, just put it in the private.
Easy steps. These are all. Sebastian, do you have a favorite painting?
Put it in the private chat, Becky, when you find it, and I will put it up.
I like the one I have on my wall.
Let's see it.
Bring it close.
Let's see. Bring it close.
Are those? Is that like War of the Worlds? Those are aliens. Oh, my buddy Steve would love this.
Oh, it's a Keith Haring alien painting.
Wow.
Dogs being zapped.
That's nice. And this is my Godfather poster.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
And when I was a kid, guess how many Godfather posters I had in my bedroom?
3.
4.
I had 4.
Wow.
4, and I could only fit a twin bed. And one of them was, you go to like a bat mitzvah or bar mitzvah, and they would have like, you could take your picture and put it in the like a movie poster.
Yeah.
So me, my grandfather, and my father did The Godfather, and I was Sonny. My dad was Michael. My grandpa was Marlon Brando, and then no one was Fredo. So it was just me and my family with a picture with Fredo.
So you have 4 posters. You have Godfather, Godfather Part 2, Godfather Part 3, and Godfather Pizza. Were those the 4 posters?
I had Godfather. I had a Godfather poster that said The Godfather in Italian.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had this wedding poster. And then I had the picture of me and my dad and my grandfather.
Sebastian, I'm about to blow your frickin' mind right now.
What? You have that picture of me and my grandpa?
No, you remember this picture from the movie?
Yes. Why?
I did second unit work on the first Godfather because Francis was my mentor.
Really?
George directed that shot.
When there's like little like insert shots,
This is amazing.
George was like, not this. This.
Yeah, just like little.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is honestly, this is amazing. When I was a kid, I used to watch The Godfather every Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Instead of cartoons. This is some sicko.
Yeah.
Weird.
I did Google George Lucas The Godfather, and one of the first pictures that came up was this, which is a picture from Don Bees' R2-D2 Beneath the Dome mockumentary.
Yeah.
Which I think is very funny.
Hey, Sebastian, you like this?
You want to know something about this? My band teacher from high school was the trumpet player for that solo on the Godfather.
Wow, that's cool.
Lawrence Lorenzano, LL, we called him.
LL Cool J.
LL Cool J. He must have been 700 pounds, and he didn't move. And he was my band conductor, and he died my freshman year of high school.
Oh.
And I went to the funeral, and I've never been closer to the mob. I've never been closer to every person there was a connected person, just because they all had so much respect for him because he played the trumpet in the Godfather theme.
You ever notice how many oranges there are in the first 2 Godfather movies?
Yeah, it's the orange theme.
Yeah.
George was like,
Why'd you put it there?
aren't you glad he did? I should definitely leave now.
Good comedy. Good.
Definitely, I should definitely leave now. My food got here. I have to go, but I want to show you my favorite
Yeah,
painting.
I'm gonna bring up your favorite painting. Here we go.
And what kind of food you got?
Okay, so this is this is in the Met. I will often go to the Met because I think there's a lot of really funny stuff in the Met. I mean, it's also very interesting, but I laugh a lot in the Met. And this is a painting in the Dutch Masters section by Peter van Leer. And it's a gentleman who is summoning the devil. And you can see he has all of his, potions and books and spells and things like that. And if you can see in the corner what's happening, do you see what's going on over there?
He's masturbating?
The little fingers? The little
Yes.
fingers?
The devil has arrived very quickly, much earlier than he expects.
Wow.
And this is a painting that's hanging in the Met, and it makes me laugh
Wow.
Really
a lot.
funny.
So, Sebastian, if you ever see me in the Met and I'm like doubled over laughing at like a great piece of artwork, please say hello.
I will.
Don't be shy.
I will not. And I truly, you are, when I first started doing improv, I would see shows, I would see that you were in, and you're truly one of the best improvisers.
Well, that is very, very, very kind.
It was always an honor to see.
I won't be modest because I'll get yelled at by George, but I really, really appreciate it.
Sure. But hang on, Wano
yes.
also sent me something. And
I sent you a picture of my favorite painting. I want to share my favorite painting. It's
Also
a special
good.
edition, right? They took the painting that wasn't quite finished and they made it perfect years later.
Oh yes, they fixed it. It's a fix.
It's a fix.
It's a fix.
Done.
It's
done.
like Java.
Fixed.
It used to be that fat Scottish man, and now it's Java.
No,
No,
this painting absolutely steps on Jabba's tail.
I hate to step on the Jabba's tail that is the unstoppable momentum of this particular part of the show. But I have to go again. I'm the worst guest ever. I've left twice.
What food do you have?
Indian.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, if you come back in 59 minutes, you'll be here right when we wrap up. So
perfect.
It's always an option.
And I apologize for the dramatic drop in viewers of all the hundreds of people that are only here to see me.
No, to be clear, you came on and said, "Are we sure if we have a lot of new viewers, we want to get into more Norman Rockwell talk?" You warned us.
Well, thank you guys again for having me on twice, Sebastian.
Lovely to meet you.
A pleasure.
Yes.
And I'm so sorry to leave you with.
No, enjoy your food. Enjoy your food.
No, I was apologizing to Sebastian.
Oh, thank you. What are you doing? You're leaving me alone with these psychos?
Hey. Okay. Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
I'd love to.
Now we got to get into the real shit, Sebastian.
My parents have a lot of art in their house.
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. They're upstairs. But should I be a sneaky boy and take us to see the pictures?
Yes.
Now, okay. Now, there can't be a lot of giggling because my mom...
Let's all mute ourselves. Let's mute ourselves.
No, my mom hates comedy. She hates comedy. Okay. No, you don't have to mute yourself. I think
we have to.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. Do you want to see how messy I am? Chair full closed.
Mute my mic, Patrick. I'll be quiet.
Okay, let's be quiet. I'm in Staten Island. This is my parents' house. One. Boom. There I am. Hot as fuck since day one. Okay.
Great art.
Ready? This is art starting right here. Hold on. Okay. One. This is right outside where I was. And this is the shrine for all the dead people in my marriage. Right out the gate, we have 3 urns right there. Right above the dollhouse with E.T. Okay? Okay, and then over here, you say, oh, is that enough dead people stuff? Nope, we got more dead people. So here, I'm going to show you the Picasso that's in my parents' house, and I thought it was an original Picasso until I realized it's over the toilet bowl. I would tell people I had an original Picasso in my house, and then I realized it's just over the toilet.
Sebastian, your mom's gonna hear the comedy.
They're walking. Okay.
Show us the books. Show us the books.
This is the books.
Those are a lot of books.
My dad's really smart. This is all these books.
What kind of books are they?
Rocky.
There's a lot of.
Was that a beetle?
Sebastian.
Was that a beetle?
Sebastian.
What?
Was that a marionette of Rocky Balboa or a beetle?
A beetle?
Beetle. I thought there was Rocky in the training sweats.
Okay.
Sebastian, don't get caught. Don't get
You're gonna
caught.
love this. You're gonna love this.
Don't get
Yeah.
caught.
Ready? Your friends and my father hanging out.
Hey, my buddy Steve.
This is your friend.
Daddy, Sebastian's daddy, and my buddy Steve.
Where is this? What is the story there?
My dad was a principal of a high school, and Steven Spielberg came one day to talk to the kids. That's my buddy Steve. And this is my dad dressed as Howard Stern. Okay. Okay. Now, we were downstairs, but now we're going to go upstairs, okay?
That seems risky, Sebastian.
No. We need to do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Sebastian, does your dad talk about his private parts a lot?
Yes, that's a great joke. Hold on. That's a phenomenal.
Patrick, A, whisper. B, less comedy.
I mean, you tell me, bro.
Oh.
You tell me, brother. The Kama Sutra. Okay. Shh. My mom hates comedy. You have to
She hates comedy, but
hates comedy.
Okay, Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Okay. We made it to the kitchen.
Wait, were you in the basement? We lost Sebastian.
Because you were too loud.
Okay. Okay, this is so scary. First off, we're decorated for Easter already. Okay, this is the piece I want to show everyone.
Sebastian, don't move. There's a bunny behind you. There's a bunny up behind you. A trilogy of bunnies.
Okay. This is the piece I want to show you, okay? This was in my house since I was a little. Can you hear me? This was in my house since I was a little boy. And this is a picture of a woman masturbating that was on the dining room table. Oh, this is nice. That's just a nice piece. That's just a nice piece. Okay.
Happy birthday.
Sebastian, is it a painting or a picture?
It's a painting. It's a painting.
Just making sure.
See, that's all right. And that's her.
Okay, wait. You have to go in closer. I need a more detailed look. Closer.
Are you sure she's not crying, Sebastian?
Shh, Patrick!
Patrick, she can do both.
Here's the deal. She,
It's comedy, Patrick.
Whose birthday is it? Whose birthday is it?
Whose birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Let's assume it's Sebastian. Happy birthday to Sebastian. Happy birthday.
oh my God.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
Their heart is around there.
What are the arms? Let's see.
Also, Sebastian, I have another question for you. How old are you now?
What'd you say?
How old are you now? How old are you now? How old are you now? Are you one? Are you two? You're one behind, Patrick. Are you 12? Are you 13? Are you 14? Are you 15? Are you 16? Are you 17?
Okay. I'm gonna go closer to where they are.
What's in that cupboard behind you above the fridge?
Oh, this one?
Open the cupboard. Is there an Indian in the cupboard?
Wait, do you want to see an Italian mother's fridge?
Yes.
Open everything.
How are you guys gonna eat that much, Sebastian?
There's 3 of us in the house.
So much food, Sebastian.
Always, we got prosciutto on hands. Always. We got some meat breads.
Some what?
Some breads with meat.
Meat breads.
Some provolone.
Provolone.
You got any mozzarella?
We got mozzarella.
Both of them mozzarella.
You got any craft singles?
Oh, we have no craft singles.
Oh.
We would never. Here's leftover lasagna.
Sebastian.
Shut it.
Oh,
Sebastian, real quick, open those top cupboards.
Hold on. Sebastian, does your mom like StreamYard?
Open the cupboards. Open the cupboards.
Hello? Hello?
God.
Hey, what's up? Nothing. Nothing. This is nothing. This is
Something.
Take one of those trays out. Take one of those. Take it downstairs.
Bring it down there?
Yeah, bring it downstairs.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Yeah. The scene of Raiders.
More hearts.
Art.
Hmm.
Good art.
Good art. That belongs in the museum.
I'll show you some more art.
That's art of a house.
Is that a Thomas Kincaid?
Painter of light.
Is there more birthday decorations?
Yes.
Take us further into that room.
Whose birthday is it? Sebastian?
Whose birthday is it? Don't forget the tray. Take the tray with you.
You don't know whose birthday it is.
Take the tray.
What's up, Ma? I know. I just want to look at some paintings in this room. I want to look at the paintings in the room. I want to take a picture. No, I don't like them. I just want to look at them. Your girlfriend's mother painted the black and white one?
That's what she's doing in the painting.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
The musical one your girlfriend's mother painted. SONA. I see it in the corner. The maid of honor painted that. The maid of honor's mother painted that. That's nice. And who painted the other ones? It's a little pervy. It's a little pervy. Never mind.
Little Mikey.
Yes. I know that's a Toulouse-Lautrec, and then it's your friends.
Sweaters.
Sweater. Sebastian, take one sweater.
One sweater, put it in the tray.
But choose wisely.
Put it in the tray. Put that sweater. Yeah.
Oh, he chose poorly.
Patrick.
Oh God!
Patrick.
Put a sweater in the tray.
What's the matter, Ma?
Put the sweater.
Put the sweater in the tray.
Put the sweater in the tray.
Are you living in Bed Bath and Beyond, Sebastian?
Patrick.
Dinosaur. Dinosaur.
Take one.
Take one dinosaur. Take one
Take
dinosaur.
one. But choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
Put it in the tray. I'll put the sweater.
Yeah.
He chose poorly.
Patrick. Whispers only, Patrick.
What? I'm on the Zoom with my friends. What's the matter? I want to show them the paintings.
Hide.
I'm not gonna hide. All right. What, Mom? Are you?
Does your mom like music?
We could sing happy birthday to her. We're good at that.
Sebastian.
She heard the comedy.
No, tell her we're painters. Tell her we're painters.
She heard the comedy.
She likes
Sebastian, tell her we're the world's worst podcast.
That's a big
She heard the comedy.
We can be loud again. We can be loud again.
Sebastian, you should tell her we're painters.
Patrick.
What?
First of all, you were being so loud.
It's not. It was.
Secondly, you were doing too much comedy. Third of all, every time Sebastian mentions a dead person, you cackle.
This is never gonna fit me.
Whose is it? It looks good.
I like it.
Yeah, it looks good.
She heard the comedy. Was not a fan.
Is she mad?
Too funny. Too funny.
My mom said when she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
She said, the only thing I don't want is my son to be a comedian.
Oh no.
Sebastian, do you think we could get a pull quote from your mom about this show later on?
100%.
Okay.
No, 100%.
Wow.
What did you say to you, Sebastian?
Yeah, Things from the Void has a good point of what you should have said, which was, I'm just showing 465 closest friends you're painting sweaters and dinosaurs.
Sebastian, what did she say? We couldn't clearly hear all of it. What did she say?
I went in and she said, what's happening? Because I don't look at the art in the room. So she was.
And it sounded like she was excited. Like she was like, oh, are you finally appreciating the art?
She's been waiting for me to ask about the art, I guess. And I finally did. And then she realized, she heard, I'm not going to blame a person, but she heard Patrick's voice.
She heard the comedy.
She heard the comedy. And
I just want to be clear, this is the first time anyone's ever accused me of doing comedy.
I know, and look, it doesn't bring me any pleasure to accuse you of doing comedy, but it's a fact. George and I were being very quiet. We were whispering, and we weren't being funny at all. And for you, it was like you were live on the Sunset Strip.
Yes.
It's Friday night in Hollywood.
And Patrick denies that anyone's ever accused him of doing comedy while doing essentially a second beat of Becky Drysdale, denying that she was a funny part of Gravity Water.
Yeah.
You do comedy.
You do comedy, Patrick. You're a little comedian.
You're a tiny little
comedian.
Well,
you were the smallest.
She said to me, she said, what's happening?
Yeah.
And I said, I'm on Zoom with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
No. And then she said, not on my expense.
Is that really?
What does that mean? Oh, because she thought you were making fun of her.
Her art. Can you make it clear that you have art friends and you're showing paintings?
George is about. You should have let her know that George is the world's largest collector of Norman Rockwell paintings, and he's about to open his own museum. George loves art.
You know what? My mom, my track record is not good.
Mm-hmm.
My track record's not good.
Mm-hmm.
My mom has only seen me do a show once or twice.
I've seen you do more shows than that. You're funny, Sebastian.
Thank you.
You're very funny, Patrick.
Patrick, you're very funny.
Patrick, you're very funny.
You're very funny. You know, and I get she just wants her. She's upstairs. She's trying to go to bed. You know, she doesn't want her unemployed 31-year-old son sneaking around their house, showing off their paintings.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't texted me yet, but
you think she's gonna text you?
Actually, my phone's on airplane mode.
Oh my God, she might be blowing you up.
Get off airplane mode right now. Let's talk about the text you get when you get off airplane mode.
So now he wants to be funny.
What are we talking?
She did not text me.
Who did? Who did? You were giggling. Oh. Ooh.
I'm on a group text, and then my friend texted me. He said, been looking at this girl's Instagram for about an hour now.
Oh no.
So that's what one friend told me.
Oh no.
Another friend said, I'm glad we were able to have a great birthday together.
Whose birthday?
It's my father's birthday on March 10th.
That's my sister's birthday.
Steve gonna show up?
What's up?
Is Steve gonna show up?
You know what? His good friend Steve, they're just gonna do Zoom because of the whole COVID situation. Steve doesn't believe in COVID.
Steve doesn't leave.
Steve doesn't leave his house, but hopefully they'll connect soon.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little birthday party for.
Man, plausible deniability is saying that's my sister's birthday, literally, and guess what? It's also my sister's birthday.
The 10th.
The 10th.
The 10th.
The 10th.
Interesting.
The 10th.
The 10th.
The
Yeah.
10.
The 10.
The 10. Friend of the show, David Wayne.
I got my dad the new Apple TV with my sisters for the.
You know what you should buy him?
I already bought something.
Well, you should also buy him The Godfather Code of the Death of Michael Corleone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? You think he wants that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to be very clear. I did not know George had that within arm's length.
I got a lot of things.
Ready to flip out.
A little Richie. A little Richie.
He has it in a little Richie.
I found something.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Star Wars man, George. But I found that I once tried to write a parody back when I was a little boy.
Moon Wars. That your mother must have hated this because that is very funny.
This wasn't what you led with. Can we have a reading of Moo Wars? Hold it up. Hold it up.
I'm so excited to read you this.
Okay, first of all, this is fully bound. This is a fully bound book.
It's a hardcover. It's a hardcover.
Sebastian, we're gonna need you to do good, clean
comedy.
I've been holding it still so people can put this online.
Mm.
Yeah.
Every page.
We'll make them full screen.
Hold it back.
Can you read it to us the way like a preschool teacher reads a picture book to our students, where you hold it to the side? You know what I'm saying? Right. You hold it like over one shoulder so we can see the pictures while you read it. Perfect.
Moo Wars by Sebastian Conelli.
Very good. I love that you blocked. Is that 3PO? Is that 3PO's head with the S?
Mm-hmm. And just so you know, I haven't read this before. I'm reading it.
Okay.
That's great. That's great.
I dedicate this book to my family and friends. And there's a picture of a book.
Yes.
You covered all your bases. Only your enemies were left out in the cold. Enemies and total strangers get the message.
You make it clear, in fact, that most dedications have been pretty rude and exclusionary up until this point.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Remember that, George?
Yeah. ...
Oops. Hold it. That's the other story. This one begins. I don't know how long ago in a galaxy not so far away, there were the
Moo Wars.
Wars.
Oh my gosh.
Here's where we go to computer.
Okay.
The wind was blowing, the sand making the cyclones on the land. Cyclones on the land. Oops. Skyrunner was raking the sand when out of the sky came a milk carton shaped pod. It nearly hit Oops. Oh, that's his name. Oops.
Oops, Skywalker. Or Sky. What? Sky.
Oops, Skyrunner.
Oops, Skyrunner, even faster than a walker.
Of course. It nearly hit Oops, who fell on the ground. So it didn't hit him, but he still fell on the ground. The droids came out of the pod. Oops almost fainted when he smelled one of them. What's that? Oops shouted. I'm C3BO. I can smell that, said Oops, holding his nose. And I'm R2 Scooby Dooby Doo. Nice voice, said Oops.
Patrick, I want you to put us three at the side so that we can experience.
Well, I wanted to make it the biggest we could make it for the people watching, but we can do that.
Absolutely, but this is pretty good.
When Oops started to run to tell his uncle and aunt what happened, he fell on top of R2 Scooby Dooby Doo. Suddenly, a hologram message came out of the droid. Help me, OB2 Kenobi. The image. Who's that? She's beautiful, said Oops. That's Princess China.
Oh, no.
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 Sebastian.
No.
Says C3BO. Why does she want my camp counselor? Asked Oops. Interesting. I haven't read this, so.
I know. How old were you when you wrote this?
30.
This was actually my submission for Rick and Morty.
Is this is did you draw the drawings in a blank book, or this was printed and you submitted the drawings? Oh no. You've been banished?
And forever?
Don't come up anymore?
You're never allowed to go upstairs ever again?
Oh
You fucker.
There's so much happening right now. There's just so much going on. I'm overwhelmed. And also, that's comical that you're drinking that little water out of that big.
Your mom would hate the ratio.
Inside of a giant jug.
Your mom would get so angry if he saw how big the jug was and how little the water was, because it's too funny.
Now, answer me process-wise. Are these original drawings on the paper in a blank book, or did you have this printed?
Original drawings.
So how was this made? You wrote the book and then had the...
I had an empty book. I wrote it on a computer. I cut and pasted.
Okay. All right. So this is all hand processed. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Continue.
They went to Camp Wet Eye. OB2 Kenobi was teaching a group of kids to play volleyball blindfolded. My favorite game, shouted Oops. He put a blindfold on and began hitting the ball as other kids banged into each other and fell down. Oops was the only one left standing. He took off the blindfold to see the droid showing OB2 the message. Young Oops, how did you know I was Wet Eye Warrior? I was a Wet Eye Warrior. Ah, there's the pun. See, that's a lead ahead. I didn't realize.
Oh, what's the pun?
Instead of Jedi, it's Jedi.
But what's the pun?
It's wet eye, like the eye is wet.
Yeah, like a Wet Eye Warrior. I don't know. I guess I don't know what puns are.
What does Wet Eye Warrior mean?
Like a Jedi.
Yeah, it means they fight, but while they fight, their eyes are wet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we got it.
All right.
Yeah.
Your Wet Eye Warrior cap was a giveaway, said C3BO. Let's go. We have no time to waste, said OB2.
Milk are out of milk.
They're out of the milk.
Wow.
Now, is that a Clockwork Orange reference?
Yes, I originally did a different scene from Clockwork Orange where they were. I originally did the eye scene, but that was a good. And then I did the
Wet Eye, Dry Eye.
Asian scene.
Wet Eye.
And okay, they went to a milk bar in a bad part of town. As they walked in, several people shouted, "What's that smell?"
Oops told C3PO and R2 to wait outside. They saw Hands so slow.
Ooh. Good.
A dairy farmer and Chowie, his dog, sitting at the bar not too good, that one. Sitting at the bar drinking shots of orange juice. They sat down and ordered a couple of glasses of milk. Where are you guys from? Asked the bartender. We have no milk because of the... He stopped and looked around and then whispered, dark chocolate vendor. Not the dark chocolate vendor, said OB2. I love his stool. Oops falls off his stool a lot. It looks like you need help, and I'm the right person for the job, said Hands so slow. Come with me to my ship, the Millennium Pigeon.
Oh no.
That looks like a bird.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, it's really good.
This is good comedy.
This is funny.
Legitimately,
your mom must be furious.
Legitimately, Sebastian, I'm not going to get into the full details of it, but for quite a long time, I worked with the Robot Chicken guys who did a lot of Star Wars spoofing. We made a show together.
They put it on the shelf.
Legitimately, I was in the room pitching on it, and a lot of the kinds of jokes that I would pitch were not as good as the jokes in this. Like And So Slow and Oops Skyrunner and C3BO. Like C3BO, that's a great joke.
Very funny.
R2 Scooby Dooby Doo.
R2 Scooby Dooby Doo is actually, I would do that today.
Yeah. I have no notes on this.
This is phenomenal. They get on the ship, and Chariot begins to fly. Your dog can fly a spaceship, asked Oops. Chariot's the smartest woofie on the planet, said Hands.
Woofie.
That's pretty good. Woofie's pretty good.
It's pretty good. He has an IQ of around 300. 342 to be exact, said Chowie. This is funny. The dog is smart. This is a funny move. Let's not worry about my IQ. Let's worry about the Empire ships that are about to attack us.
Great joke.
There are too many of them, said Obi-2. Get us to that planet. Chowie hit a lot of buttons quickly. He told Hands to go to light speed. Hands slowly started to go to light speed. But he was too slow, and they got hit with the laser.
Oh, no. Look at the close-up.
This plot is, you had to have watched Star Wars so many times to get this plot as close as you got it.
I don't know.
I love it.
You have pretty detail.
I must have liked it. I think there's a lot of stuff from my life I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay. They crashed onto the planet Mumu. This happened to be the planet that the dark chocolate vendor was on. Obi-2 felt the flow, and Chowie started to drool because he smelled dark chocolate. Obi-2 decided to give Oops the Wet-Eye Warrior weapon, which is a lifesaver.
A lifesaver.
Obi-2 taught him all the techniques of using the lifesaver, especially flicking it into the eye of the enemy. This made the enemy's eye water, and that was why they were called
the wet eyes. Of course, it all comes together now.
Wow.
What about us? Complained Hands.
I have
and
to ask
Chowie.
because Chowie is a woofie, and he's drawn to the dark chocolate, which dogs are not supposed to eat dark chocolate. Was this something you were aware of that you were specifically writing towards?
I want to say yes, but no. I believe that sometimes the art kind of has a mind of its own, and it's kind of like is smarter than you sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that's what was happening here.
Wow.
I only have enough for me and Oops, said Obi-2. They traveled across the planet looking for any species. While they were looking, Oops bumped into something. He looked up to see it. It was the lovely Princess China. I was very into wrestling at this time.
So it's China, Chyna.
Yes.
Great.
Like Johnny Lauer, the late great wrestler.
Yes, 100%. I'm so sorry, said Oops. Hello, my name is Oops Skyrunner. Did you receive my hologram message, asked Princess China? That is exactly why we are here, said Oops. I hope you came in time. The evil dark chocolate vendor has stolen all of our intergalactic cows. He wants to make all the milk in the galaxy chocolate milk, said Princess China.
No.
If you follow me, I could show you where he has taken the cows, so they followed her. That's no good, because it makes milk not healthy anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want you to infer anything larger from this question. I just have to ask. How long is this book in total?
We have 3 more pages.
Okay.
You worried, Watto?
No, I just had to know. I had to know.
How am I supposed to not read it?
There's a world where you keep reading and then all of a sudden they're on Hoth and you're like, oh no, you're doing the whole trilogy.
I don't know. You might be doing the whole trilogy. I had to know how to set my expectations.
Yeah. All right. Keep going. Keep going.
Wow. What is written on? Is that dark chocolate vendor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It says chocolate, but it also says dark.
Wow.
It uses the A once because you have to buy the vowels.
It's economic.
Yes. While they are walking, they came up with a plan. Suddenly, as they reached the location, they were attacked by barn troopers. Obi-2 and Oops began fighting them with their lifesavers. Princess China started grabbing the barn troopers and throwing them hundreds of feet away. Oops was amazed by her strength.
Now, the barn troopers are farmers. They're dressed rurally.
Yes, they're farmers.
They got the overalls.
They have overalls and a pitchfork and a shovel.
Say, you explaining that you were into WWE and Princess China makes so much more sense how muscular she is. And it's so much better than when we thought you were just calling her Princess China, CHINA.
Oh, yes.
I'm glad that you did that.
Yes, of course. Even that. See, it was.
But hold on, Patrick. We still got a couple of pages left.
Yeah, who knows where this thing goes?
Honestly, I'm pretty. So far, there's nothing questionable, really.
Nothing at all. It's
I'm not bumping on any of this. I'll say that it's a smooth ride so far.
Yeah.
Finish it. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Hans and Chowie ran to open the gate to free all the cows. Wow, that was an easy fight.
Oh no! What happened to dark chocolate vendor?
Oh no, he's wearing the tighty whitey.
That's basically the key art for season 1 of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Bugle Boy.
Bugle Boy was who Dark Chocolate Vendor was all along?
No, that is just his brand of choice.
That's just a brand of choice. Out of all the mist came Dark Chocolate Vendor. I see that you have gotten all my barn troopers.
How did you write that out?
I didn't. I'm just doing the voice.
Oh, okay, so that's an
He's
update.
just a good actor. He's a good performer. He makes this story come alive.
Let the fight be between just you and me, Dark Chocolate Vendor said to Obi-2. They started to fight against each other. Lifesavers were being thrown faster than laser beams. They were both very well-trained Wet-Eye warriors. All of a sudden, one of Obi-2's lifesavers hit Dark Chocolate Vendor's belt buckle, and his pants fell down. Dark Chocolate Vendor got embarrassed and ran away like a chicken. He ran back to his spaceship, trying to pull his pants up, and flew off. The intergalactic cows were saved.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Free milk?
Free milk.
Thank you, Metal.
And then Princess China.
I do. Can I say this, Sebastian?
Yeah, of course.
I now regret, and I wish I was able to do another special edition to make the gold medals at the end of Star Wars: A New Hope say thank you on them. It would be so nice if the medals are wearing thank you medals.
Yeah, because as it stands in the movie right now, they get the medals, and you go, "Is this a good thing?
What are these?
Is this an insult? What kind of message are they trying to
Thank you
send?
to you, Chewbacca. No thank you to you, Chewbacca.
No, thank you.
Well, these are just thank you back. Here's the last. This is it. Princess China held a ceremony of honor for them. They each received a gold medal, milk carton, and all the free milk they wanted. Meanwhile, deep in space, the dark chocolate vendor was plotting his revenge.
Oh my gosh.
Dark chocolate plus milk equals milk
chocolate.
Whoa.
Wow.
SJC.
Look, is that a clown hat or a Santa Claus hat?
About the
author. About the author.
Let's read this. Hold on.
My name is Sebastian Conelli. I liked past tense.
I like the Star Wars movies.
I liked the Star Wars movies. My two sisters, my mom, and my dad liked the movies too. I also have 2 cats.
Sebastian, somehow your quality of writing got worse when you wrote your about the author.
Well, I think it's hard to write about yourself.
Show the last page. Is there anything on the after about the author? Is at the very end. So you have blank end papers.
Wow.
And then the back art. What does it say at the bottom there? Sundance. Oh, your book got into Sundance.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey, can we call that number?
Yeah, Patrick, call that number.
Patrick, call that number.
Hang on one second.
Ask them where my residuals are.
Yeah,
well, ask them if they'd like to order a copy of
8204.
Ask if you can order a copy of Moo Wars by Sebastian Conelli.
Thank you for calling Sundance Newbridge Publishing. There is no one available to take your call at this time. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
What's it called?
Standard
Moo
Time.
Wars.
If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. To leave a message for customer service, press 2. To leave a You have reached the Sundance Newbridge customer service mailbox. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and a representative will return your call as soon as possible. Please leave your message after the tone. When done, hang up or press the pound key.
Hi, my name is Patrick Cotner. I'm calling from the George Lucas Talk Show. I was just wondering, we'd like to order some copies of Moo Wars by Sebastian Conelli. I think it was published probably mid-90s, mid to late 90s is my guess. If you give me a call back, that would be great. Yeah, 98, I think is the year. You give me a call back, that'd be great. Or, yeah, that sounds awesome. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Have a good night. We love you.
Okay, first of all, you're ripping off Seth.
Wash your hands.
Secondly, you didn't say your phone number, and I know why you didn't, because we're broadcasting, but you also said, please give me a call back, and then gave her no pathway to call you back.
Well, I called them. They should have my number. You did see the moment when I said, please give me a call back, and I was about to say my number, and then I stopped. And I was like, yeah. Okay.
Give us your number.
Great
book, Sebastian.
Thank you.
Sebastian, I'm going to ask you something. This might be a big ask, but I think it's worth it. And usually when we do this, we have a segment, a bumper that we show, and I just need to find it. So hang on one second. Here we go, Sebastian.
He's got a big ass.
If we brought you back another time, Sebastian,
Okay.
would you write the sequel?
I would have to do illustrations like this.
I think that's implicitly implied.
Okay.
Can you write
It's not just implied, it's implicitly implied.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
So is this, George, this is
a great book. Legitimately, no qualifiers. It's not a great book for a child to have written. It's a great book. It's if a 60-year-old man who had numerous awards under his belt came to me and said, "This is my new book," I would say the same thing I'm saying to you. It's a great book.
It's a gripping tale.
We need to find out a way. I know that the way that you published that book by making a copy by hand makes it difficult for a second copy to be made. We have to find a way to do a print run, a small print run.
We just called them. Patrick left them the message, and they're going to start doing the work, and they'll have no way to call him back.
The weird thing is, my assumption is that that publisher just gave you the blank book.
I'm assuming.
That's a good assumption, George.
All right. We have to find a way of replicating that book and do a print run of, even as few as 100 copies.
Yeah.
And we need to sell it. And then when those sell out, we do 100 more, and we never stop until we get the New York Times bestseller list to include your book at the top of the list.
You know what? I was so bad at English. If I am a published author, I would feel so vindicated.
Master, what do you mean by that when you say you were so bad at English? How old were you when you wrote that book?
9, 10, so by 2000.
Did your teachers tell you were bad at English class?
Yes, they said I was good at math.
Good at math. Were any of your English teachers cruel to you?
Yes. One of them would make me sit in the back of the class because I didn't have good vision, so I couldn't see the board. And then I would go home and I would have dreams of her that she would ask me to slow dance with her after class.
No.
Well, okay. We can't hold her responsible for that latter part. You imagined it. But she made you sit at the back of the class because you had poor vision?
Because she wanted to punish me because I would misbehave. So then I couldn't be involved in the class. Yeah.
Okay. And she thought you were, well, I guarantee I've never met this person. All I've heard is her cruelty and how she was in your fantasy nightmare.
I feel like have you sit in the front of the class if you're misbehaving.
Nope, she would put me in the back, and she knew
she was doing it because you had poor vision.
Mm-hmm.
So wow, she put it unbelievably cruel.
Yeah.
This person, based on what little I know of them, they never did anything in their life that was as good as Moo Wars.
Here's my question about Moo Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, so what number would this be? Because right now in my universe, Moo Wars, I know Moo Wars better than I know the Star Wars. So what number would this be?
4.
4. So if I was to write, I would be writing Empire.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, you can use that. That's a very, because obviously you were starting with an element of spoofing. Yes. But you also had a lot of your own elements in terms of how, that you could bring it to. The next one would be Empire, but eventually you'll go back and tell the story of how Dark Chocolate Vendor became Dark Chocolate Vendor. You see him as a little boy. All these things. There's so much potential.
Wow. And Jar would be like a crazy straw.
Yeah.
Watto, show Sebastian your crazy straw. You gotta get closer.
Whoa. That's so fun.
It's a little water.
Do you drink
Watto straw? Yeah, I do. I drink water out of the Watto straw in the Watto.
Wow.
Now we've gotten so delightfully sidetracked that we actually got we're way past the Irishman Plus.
No,
the Irishman Plus. Do you know about our format, Sebastian?
I think it's like you watch The Irishman, they give you money to.
Well, you're bringing up a great point because this is something that we have not said so far. Guys, if you did enjoy the show, there's a button down below that you can support that helps go to all the people who help put it together behind the scenes. If you want to donate $2, $5, $10, $20, whatever you think you got out of this show, donate that amount.
Definitely, I would say whatever you got out of the world premiere author reading of Moo Wars, if you liked it, then that's worth a few dollars.
Yeah. But let's also say, previously we had a freestanding offer that if you donated a certain amount of money, you would be given a pocket Irishman, which means at any point in time you could come on the stream and demand that we watch the Irishman in real time.
Yes.
Currently, Tom Sharpling has a pocket Irishman. He's been sitting on it for a couple of months. Only one pocket Irishman can exist at a time. Until he burns his pocket Irishman, another cannot be true.
No, but if you want to give some money, that would really be helpful. We also have, if you go to planetscum.live/merch, you can buy one of our shirts, including this one, drawn by Chris Eliopoulos, a great Marvel artist, or this one of our favorite characters, Rotten Ronnie.
Rotten Rodney. We should say we also have another shirt in progress. It's a more ambitious shirt.
Yeah.
It will take longer, but I think people will be very excited about it.
Yes. But, give a few dollars. It really helps out the show, and it really helps out everyone behind the scenes who you don't get to see on the show.
Yes.
It's a nice suggested donation. That's what we
say. What you always say about dollars.
Dollars and cents are all fun and nice, but sometimes you've got to give more than twice.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that before. Can I just quickly, because people are saying R.I.P. Grow Gizmo. Of course, we had a cease and desist. We could no longer make the Grow Gizmo shirt. But Grow Gizmo, I think, is still around. Can we cut to our roving correspondent, Grow Gizmo? Do we have Grow Gizmo on the line? Okay, so here he is. There we go. Wait a second, they've multiplied?
Oh no, he must have fed them after dark.
Oh no, Jersey Dave fed them after dark. And now we have 2 Grow Gizmos and 2 Goos.
Now, Sebastian, this is one of our favorite characters. His name is Grow Gizmo. He's a Baby Yoda body with a Gizmo from Gremlins head, and then wearing a hat that says "Make America Gay Again."
I love this guy.
Yeah.
And then there's the second favorite character, although he tests even better with the young audience, Goo, who is made of the leftover items one still has after making a Grow Gizmo. And he, of course, wears a hat that says "Pretend it's an Arliss." But unfortunately, it seems that we didn't feed them after midnight. We got them wet, and they multiplied.
Yeah, we did.
And now we got 2 Grow Gizmos and 2 Goos.
Is it possible that Grow Gizmo and Goo have wet eyes?
It's possible they have wet eyes. But Patrick, we haven't fed them after midnight yet. Who knows what happens if you feed the Grow Gizmo after midnight?
And I wouldn't be surprised. I think Davey, Norman Rockwell's Davey.
Yeah.
Little Jersey Davey might have been the one who got them wet-eyed.
I hope not.
He might have been the one who got them wet-eyed.
Here we are talking about the Irishman.
Yeah.
And Sebastian doesn't even know what the heck we're talking about.
The heck are we
talking about?
I actually do. I put it together now that you've gone a length of time longer than the Irishman.
Correct. And that's our format for the short shows. Because once a month we do a marathon that's really long.
Yes.
And we were trying to define what is the format. George, why do you look like you just smelled something very bad?
I'm just agreeing with you.
Keep going.
Once a month we do a short show, a little bite-sized show. And we said, what's the good length of time to set for those shows? And we said, an Irishman plus. Just make it 1 minute longer than an Irishman and we're good. Princess China.
This is nice.
So we crossed the Irishman. We crossed it about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I find that some people imagine that it would be exhausting.
That's so funny. Whoever did that.
Cross.
Yeah. Crossing the Irishman only means one thing.
Well, people think, oh, that sounds exhausting. I think I would feel bad at the end of doing a full Irishman plus. But in fact, we have often found that it feels quite good to be black. Is it just me, or is that one of the longest blads we've ever listened
The longest blads we've ever done.
Maybe one of the longest lads we've ever done. Lads.
Well, I mean, I feel like we've done more than an Irishman Plus at this point, and we've felt good to be Vlad. It just feels like the after show is over, probably.
Oh, yeah? That's what you think?
I don't know. We had Sebastian on. We read Moo Wars. Becky came back. What could be left to do in an after show?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It feels like something has shifted.
It does feel like something has shifted.
You know what's nice? I'm not in trouble until I hang up on this.
Should I howl too?
Yeah.
If you're not in trouble until you hang up, then I guess the show has to keep going. Now, can I say, in the past, I have used both the spooky candelabra and the Hanukkah menorah to light my after dark. But I got a new item to light the way this week.
Yeah.
This is an item I ordered back Ford V Ferrari, and it arrived late. They are promotional Indiana Jones.
Wow.
They look like
light up
columns, and they have a little spider. And then here you can.
What movie is this from, Watto?
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So I went, what a weird item. Light up Indiana Jones spoons. That does not really feel like something from the Indiana Jones universe. And then I went, oh, the spoon part is clear plastic. It lights up. I guess this is going to replicate the look of the blue crystal skull, right? No, it's red. I don't understand why. I don't get this item.
I get it. I know exactly what that is.
What?
Those are ant spoons.
Oh, they're the fucking ant spoons.
Yeah, those red ants eat that Russian guy.
You can't see it here. It's
'cause
very
remember,
weird.
They eat him up with a spoon.
Can you see this little, like, there's a little Indiana Jones with his whip.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Watto, here's the thing. The ants are so small that the spoons are even smaller.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see the spoons because they're so tiny.
You got to use this.
Yum, yum.
Yum, yum, Dr. Jones.
Hey, what did one of the red ants in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull say to the other ant, red ant, in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
I don't know.
What did the one say to the other?
I feel like Russian tonight.
It looks like I'm like a traffic conductor, like an airport.
That's so good,
right?
Hey, what did the other ant say then in response to that other ant from Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
I don't know, George. What?
What did the other one say to the other?
After the one ant from the red ant from the Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull said that to the other ant from Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
That in response, that red ant from the Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull said, funny, I'm in no hurry at all.
That second ant should have just let the first one talk.
I just don't understand. If your assignment is we have to design a promotional cereal spoon to go along with Indiana Jones, how you decide the ant scene is the thing to focus on.
What's the other big eating scene in that movie, though? They go to that.
They go to the diner
at the beginning, but we don't really
They
see
go to the diner. But I'm just saying, you could. The movie's called The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It could be like temple pillars, and then the spoon looks like a skull, and it lights up blue.
Yeah, I think we just didn't want kids to eat with skulls.
No, you'd rather they eat with ants.
Yeah.
Someone, Holly Goody, I don't know if Holly's been here before or if she's a friend of Paul, an FOP. What's with the candle? Who are we mourning? We're not mourning anyone. It's just after dark, so we hold candles sometimes.
Dark, it's a different vibe. And Sebastian has refilled his
water.
Sebastian, how much of that can you drink? How much of that can you drink before the end of this show, Sebastian?
The whole thing.
All right. Sebastian,
no pressure. No pressure,
you did us
but
the delightful favor of reading us Moo Wars.
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue something that I started right before you joined the stream, which is I'm going to read you from a book that's 99 years old. It's a book called It's So Simple, Jell-O, America's Most Famous Dessert.
And no pressure, Sebastian, but you've now promised that you're going to drink all of that water before the show ends. I'd really like to go to sleep.
Well, why would you do that to me? Why would you answer me the Tuesday?
I did not ask you to do that. Patrick did because he's a fucking enfant terrible.
Here's what I'll say, Sebastian.
Here's what I'll say.
Sebastian, it hasn't happened in a while, but there is precedent for Wada leaving before the end of the show. We'll see how this goes tonight.
And also, you might go to sleep listening to me read this book to you. It's kind of a bedtime story. So we start off with an introduction, and I'll show you the illustration of which I do not believe is a Rockwell, but you see this picture of this is the person who's writing the introduction. You see here?
Oh, yeah, this is nice. This is...
And this is Alice Bradley, the principal of Miss Farmer's School of Cookery. All right. Introduction. Jell-O is an up-to-the-minute food designed to meet the need of the modern housekeeper whose problem is to save time, energy, and money in doing her daily tasks. This is 99 years ago, folks, so you have to upgrade your attitudes to appreciate this. It was a different time. This is not modern. Pictures showing motion or moving pictures, in quotes, in the following pages illustrate ways of preparing Jell-O. A glance at these pictures will show that few utensils and few motions are required to make either the plain Jell-O or an elaborate dessert. The utensils used, this is timely after seeing those ant spoons, are selected because they are easy to handle. Try making plain Jell-O according to the first set of moving pictures, following each picture exactly as if it were a lesson. Keep in mind all these points about making plain Jell-O as you go on to make the whip, like Indiana Jones, or the two-colored or the fruit-filled Jell-O. After going through all the processes illustrated in the movies, They really are sticking to this, calling these movies. It just is a book with pictures.
I want to restate that we have been going for 4 hours now, and what we've decided is to let George read the entirety of a 100-year-old Jello book while Sebastian tries to drink a fucking powder keg of water.
Anyone will find it a pleasure to follow the other recipes in the book, which show how to secure a great variety of Jello dishes. It is well to keep several packages of Jello on hand. When in doubt as to just what to serve, a package of Jello combined with whatever may happen to be available may supply just what is needed for an attractive, well-balanced meal. Alice Bradley, Principal, Miss Farmer's School of Cookery. The first lesson, making plain Jello. And see, these are the moving pictures. Pretty fun, huh?
Is it hard to read in sunglasses?
Devastatingly.
Because you're so damn cool and reading's for losers?
No, I actually think that's the kind of garbage that your cruel English teacher might have tried to poison young minds with. Oh, you have vision problems? Go to the back of the class. I'm a monster.
You know what? My dad was an English teacher. That's the saddest part of it all.
I don't like when I hear teachers about stories about teachers who are cruel.
No, neither do I.
All right, I'm not going to read the whole book. We'll save that for another.
No, George,
show.
you have to. You said you would.
No.
Patrick, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, I feel like it would be cruel to read it all now when I'm looking now and there's so many pleasures in this. I'm going to, because I think this would be better. Oh, this would be much better if what I actually promise is to read one new recipe per week. So that this pleasure can last for a long time.
And let's also say that Sebastian will have a little bit of water each week.
That's good.
He doesn't need to drink it all now.
Yes.
All right. So this way, the pleasure of this book will last for a long time. I think if I read it all now, people would get annoyed by it. They'd be exhausted by it.
Agreed.
If I read one Jello recipe, I want to finish at least explaining what I'm doing because we are going to save a lot of time on this, Watto. So I'll read the introduction here to the listing of Jello desserts, and then I will read the first of what I promise is a great many Jello recipes for weeks to come. Every Jello package has complete instructions on how to make up plain Jello. It is made in a minute by adding the contents of the package to exactly 1 pint of boiling water and then cooling the mixture. Every movement is carefully pictured on the preceding page. On the following pages are carefully worked out recipes covering more elaborate dishes, but no recipe is too difficult to be made up by the most inexperienced housekeeper. Each one of them is offered as being in accord with the idea of the easy Jello way. Recipe number 1, orange Jello. Dissolve a package of orange Jello in a pint of boiling water.
This sounds like a Headspace app. This is like a nighttime story.
Pour a little of the Jello into the mold. Lay in sliced oranges. It's kind of confusing whether you're supposed to put the oranges into the mold or whether you yourself are supposed to lie down upon a bed of sliced oranges. I'll leave it to the discretion of the individual. Add a little cool Jello. Let it harden. And add another layer of oranges and more Jello until the mold is full. Serve plain or with whipped cream. Wow. That's how you make orange Jello in the year 1922. Sebastian, thank you for joining us tonight.
This was
thank you for showing us your parents' home and their art collection and their birthday decorations. Please give the show's best wishes if it will make any difference.
I will.
Tell her that the George Lucas Talk Show is a culture show.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she'll like that better than a comedy show.
She reads between the lines.
Sebastian, my mom comes on all the time. If she wants to come on and talk to my mom, we could definitely set that up.
Does she like mom talks?
I don't know. My mom says she's shy, but then she's not.
Yeah.
We can disguise her identity.
That's good. Maybe she come on. Maybe she come on with me.
Would you get her to wear a Chewbacca mask and she could be a Chewbacca mom? We've had the real Chewbacca mom turned us down, but do you think your mother would wear a Chewbacca mask and be a Chewbacca mom?
Yes. I think I could make that happen, maybe.
Wow. This is a big development. That would be really good if we could get your mom to come on and be a Chewbacca mom.
Or
make sure she
she
knows.
says no, she's mad furious.
What?
Or she says no and she instantly says, I hate that.
Well, if this never happens, everyone knows that she said no.
Yes.
Tell her that we really enjoyed the paintings and thank her for having so many interesting paintings on her walls.
I was lucky that I grew up with so many interesting paintings.
Tell her that Whoopi was on one time.
Tell her Whoopi Goldberg was on. Does she like Whoopi?
She loves you. She know what? She'll say, you know, I love Whoopi. She hosted the Oscars and Billy Crystal's the best at it. That would be her exact comments.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
So I could tell her, I mean,
try.
She's not funny.
She doesn't need to be funny. She just needs to be real and be true to herself.
She could. I don't know if I could get her. I could probably get her
on camera. Would she cook on camera for us?
You know what? She makes cookies. She makes famous cookies, and I bet you that she would make cookies for the show.
Sebastian, famous cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in what way famous cookies?
They're called Gazadil. And she makes them in shapes for all the holidays. And she makes them and for like Easter, she'll do bunnies and eggs and she'll like frost them.
Mm-hmm.
Would she do Oscar night cookies?
She would do Oscar night. What does she need? If she, a cookie cutter. When is Oscar night?
Who cares?
End of April. April 25th, I believe.
She'll do Oscar night. She could do Oscar night cookies.
Okay, Sebastian. We'll see you on Oscar night.
On Oscar night for Oscar night cookies show.
Okay. So wait, do you want her to make cookies on the show, or do you want her
to see the process of making the cookies and her talk us through it?
Okay.
Yeah. You guys she can stay on as long, she can come back throughout the night. However you want to work it, we will work it.
It can be 20 feet away or it can be right there in the kitchen, whatever is best.
I'll talk to her and we're going to see if we can make this happen.
Okay. Regardless, we will see you on Oscar night.
Yes.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
Great.
Watto, you asleep?
Watto's headphones died a while ago, and I don't know if he's noticed or not.
Watto might be asleep. Patrick, are you awake?
I'm awake.
I didn't know if you were talking in your sleep.
George, what's been happening the last 10 minutes?
Look at little Patrick doing comedy again.
I know he did. He did the most comedy when I begged him not to do comedy. Yeah. Patrick.
Good night, Watto. Good night, Patrick.
Good night, George.
Good night, Sebastian.
Good night, George.
May the force be with you.